In a world where bustling cities grow ever larger and overcrowding becomes a daily reality for millions, the allure of isolation has never been more profound. In the heart of a vast ocean, far from the nearest cities and bustling ports, lies a settlement unlike any other. Completely surrounded by water and accessible only by days of sea travel, the island of Tristan da Cunha is a sanctuary of peace and simplicity where life moves only to the rhythm of nature. The Tristan da Cunha is a group of 6 volcanic islands on the South Atlantic Ocean. The 6 islands include the island of Tristan da Cunha, the Nightingale Island, Inaccessible Island, Middle Island, Stoltenhof Island, and the Gough Islands. The Tristan da Cunha Island Group is part of the United Kingdom Overseas Territory, which also includes the island of St. Helena and the Ascension Island. The Tristan Island is the only inhabited island of the archipelago, and is home to the most isolated settlement in the world. The Nightingale Island remains uninhabited, while the Gough and Inaccessible Islands have been reserved for wildlife conservation. A satellite weather station also exists on the Gough Islands and has been operated by South Africa since 1956. The Tristan Island is located roughly midway between Africa and South America. It lies 2,800 kilometers from Cape Town and 3,300 kilometers from the coast of Brazil. The closest land mass is St. Helena, which is 2,400 kilometers away from the island. The Tristan Island is the main and largest island of the Tristan da Cunha Island Group. It has an area of 98 square kilometers and a diameter of around 11 kilometers at its widest point. The main island is generally mountainous. The only flat area is on the northwest coast, which is the location of the only settlement, Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. The island is dominated by the central volcanic cone, Queen Mary's Peak, which rises to 2,062 meters above sea level, making it the highest point on the island. The Tristan Island was first discovered in 1508 by a Portuguese explorer named Tristan da Cunha. He sighted the island during a voyage but was unable to land due to rough seas. Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, the island was sporadically visited by sailors, seal hunters, and whalers, but largely remained uninhabited, probably due to its remote location, challenging geography, and lack of resources. The first permanent settlement on Tristan da Cunha was established in 1811 by an American sailor named Jonathan Lambert. He declared himself ruler of the islands and aimed to establish a trading station. However, Lambert tragically passed shortly afterward, leaving the island uninhabited again. Finally, in 1816, the British annexed the Tristan Island and sent an army of troops to guard it. This was done in order to prevent it from being used by the French as a base to rescue Napoleon I, who was being locked away in a prison on St. Helena at the time. Once the Tristan Island had finished serving its purpose, the British government sent ships to evacuate the area. However, a small group of 14 settlers, including soldiers and fishermen, refused to leave and remained voluntarily, forming the nucleus of the island's permanent population. Tristan da Cunha has a population of 243 people based on the 2021 census. The entire population are descendants of 15 original settlers, which included 8 men and 7 women of British, Dutch, Italian, and African heritage. They belong to just 7 eternally intermarrying families. Of the permanent islanders, there are only 10 different last names. All inhabitants live in the sole settlement in capital city, Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. Tristan da Cunha has a subsistence economy based on fishing, farming, and handicrafts. Most people on the island have more than one job, and every citizen who is able to work is a farmer by trade. All land is communally owned, and the ownership of livestock is strictly controlled to prevent well-off families from accumulating too much wealth. Outsiders are prohibited from buying land or settling on the island. Besides subsistence agriculture, money is also earned from fishing and processing. The only form of employment for settlers and main source of foreign income to the island is the fishing and exportation of lobster to the United States and Japan. Limited revenue is also obtained from tourism in the form of providing accommodation, tour guiding, and sales of handicrafts and souvenirs to visitors. Tristan da Cunha, despite its small population and extreme isolation, has essential public facilities to support its community. The island has only one school, which provides education for children aged 4 to 16. The curriculum is based on the British education system and is adapted to local needs. Students wishing to pursue higher education often go to the UK or South Africa with government support to further their studies. Other public facilities include a community hall, 2 churches, a hospital, a supermarket, a police office, an electrical and plumbing store, a post office, and a tourism center. A pub is also present and is a very popular social point on the island. A small sports field is used for football, cricket, and other outdoor activities. Community-organized matches are very common on the island. The remote location of Tristan da Cunha makes transportation between the island and the outside world very difficult. The Tristan Island has no airstrip and is not generally accessible by air travel. As such, trips to the island are exclusively by ship. Fishing boats from South Africa provide transport service to a limited number of passengers 8 to 9 times per year. The 2,800-kilometer journey from Cape Town takes approximately 6 to 7 days to complete. The island's harbor is very small and only suitable for inshore vessels. Therefore, arriving ships have to anchor offshore and transfer passengers and cargo using cargo rafts or the ship's helicopter. No visas are required to visit the island. However, since the journey takes place in rough seas on vessels with limited vacancies, a trip must be planned months in advance, and only after a visit request is approved by the Island Council. Occasional boats or cruises may include a short visit to the island in their itinerary, but as there is no deep harbor, setting ashore is highly dependent on the maritime conditions. The Tristan da Cunha Island is a remarkable testament to human resilience, adaptability, and community spirit. Its geographical seclusion in the South Atlantic Ocean has shaped a unique way of life, fostering a close-knit community that thrives on self-sufficiency and an unbreakable connection to nature. The island's breathtaking natural beauty, distinctive culture, and commitment to sustainability make it an extraordinary example of how communities can flourish even in the most unlikely circumstances. The island reminds us that even in an increasingly connected world, value still remains in solitude and simplicity, underscoring the delicate balance between isolation and interdependence.